At the moment, it looks pretty. What a good day. So I'm just going to go ahead and do some of my stuff. Let me go in and see what is currently happening. Let me drop in one of the polls so everyone's there. So at the moment, it was a pretty okay day. I mean, one of the things that I did see was, Jason, how's it going, buddy? I missed you in the 9 a.m. Eastern. Must have been working. I thought I'll come in for post market and say hi to you. How you been doing, brother? Hopefully, all is well. Let me just go ahead and do one, two more things. Well, that's good. Join in today if you can. We're doing it today pretty much for the next 4 days, right? 9 a.m. Eastern, same time. I tried coming in today in the evening just to see if there's anyone with any questions or anything. I'm just doing some of my stuff as well. So drop in with any of your questions. I'll be glad to answer any of them. So it was a pretty good day, though, in all seriousness, Jason. This market's been doing well. You've been looking at. One of the good parts was that the market's staying steady, not really shooting up every day, but stocks have been picking up. A lot of them have been picking up. Just drop in and say if you can hear my audio clearly and if the video is great as well. I'm just going to try seeing if I can. Let me try seeing if I could do this. Ah, perfect. Great. It's all good. Yeah, so it was actually a fun interaction at this morning when the markets opened. So that was actually good. One of the most important things that on the call we were saying was Tesla had opened down about 4% and was recovering. And that was one of the things that I was saying that, it is going to go up. It is surely going to go up. I'm not making any money on it, but it was looking like it is going to start rallying and head up higher. So we were right on that call when it came to Tesla, closed at 4% plus about $300 a share. So everyone that's new, go ahead, join in and hit the bell because you're going to pretty much come at 9 a.m. Eastern along with us and maybe you can make some money as well. Why not? So subscribe and hit there and go ahead with all of that. Let's take Jason's question. Yeah, after all this, I'll be taking a break and rebuilding my portfolio. Might try to trade sensibly moving forward. Need to master risk management from now onwards. That's true, man. Try doing something. This is something that I used to do when I was starting off. I never made a trade more than 5% unless and until my trade was over 12 months. And I never make an investment more than 20%, which is still very risky, but I'm holding that for more than 5 to 7 years. So that's, if you think in a longer term perspective, Jason, you'll be able to adjust the risk management in the shorter term perspective. So, and here's another thing. If you think the market's going to go up in 3 weeks and you want to make a trade and you want to, let's say, buy options or you want to buy the market for 3 weeks, don't buy a 3 week expiry. Buy yourself a 2 month expiry. Give yourself time. It is better to make, if in 3 weeks you were going to make 30% on your option, make 20% in a month or make 20% in 2 months. It's okay. The point is to stay in the casino long enough to keep making money, right? So try that. That's something that worked out for me. I'm not sure it works for everybody, but try that. I mean, from the risk management perspective, I kind of feel you. I know what you're trying to say. it's basically in the rush of everything. Sometimes things can get a bit Willy Wonka, and that's not what we want, right? But think of these things, right? If your time horizon is 3 weeks, trade 2 months. Shift that to a 2 month perspective. If your time horizon is 2 months, try making an option trade for 3 months or longer. So basically, double it up pricing. Give yourself time, because sometimes you will be right, and at times, right, you might even go back and do all of these back testings and all of that. What you're going to see is that you were right. You just needed more time, right? I'm not sure, Jason, if that's happened with you, but that's happened with me multiples of times, and I've realized that over time that how do I fight that, right? Because that's a psychological issue that I need to figure out. I need to be able to I want to be right, I want to make money, but I also want to be able to be positionally correct, right? Because it's not the question of having luck on your side and making money once, because then that means basically 2 or 3 attempts later it's all gone, right? So the important part is give yourself more time, let yourself be proven correct, even if it takes longer, for a little less in case. Remember, if you're positionally correct, you will make money. The aim is to make money. The aim is not to keep making 10 times your money, right? The aim is to make money. If you can continuously keep making money, you can keep going higher and higher. That's the game here. And trust me, Jason, I mean, this has taken me maybe over 10 years to try mastering, but I'm still not mastered at it. So keep at it, don't lose hope, right? I'm right here, 9 a.m. And most likely I'll try seeing if I can do these mornings as well, man. I think it might work for everyone. Maybe if I can do the mornings and the evenings. So like we can do a pre-market and a post-market as well. Might get more people joining in, help more people. The aim of this is even if I can help one person at the end of all of this, I'm a happy man, right? One person, one family, one generation. That's all it takes. Right. I'm just going to go over a few things because I had to go over the news as well. So I thought let me do it with you guys as well. So one of the things that I saw, even Yahoo Finance had this article which said that the market's rising as recession odds are decreasing. So that's one good thing. I mean, that is something that it, it is fairly bullish to not be bearish anymore at this moment. That's what I would say, right? You guys should follow me on Instagram as well as on Twitter if you want to. That's going to be Jason says, can you cover your wits on AMC or GME and the meme basket? What do you feel? Where do you see them headed? All-time highs or bankruptcy? I think I had this question a week back from a friend of mine who like was asking me the same question, and it was not related to AMC GME, but it was with the core weave and the circle IPO. And they're not part of the meme basket. I get it, but they're moving like those kind of stocks. But let me tell you one thing about this, right? It is that the direction of AMC and GME has a direct correlation with all-time highs being hit on the market, with more money coming into the stock market. I believe both are going to happen fairly soon. I believe we are going to have a roaring bull market just because no one believes it. And bull markets climb a wall of worry. I'll get to the AMC GME part. As bull markets climb the wall of worry, as markets go higher, things are going to look more risk on. More people are going to lose their shirt trying to think, why am I not part of this rally? Why have I not invested? And as markets keep going higher, you are going to see a lot more money getting pulled into high beta stocks, AMC, GME, all the other guys, right, that play in the beam basket. So I don't think we might see an all-time high on them necessarily. I don't think we would get to the craze that happened earlier. I wouldn't guess so. But you know what? Let me go ahead and see the chart as well. So, you know what? I think if I had to make a choice, right? If I really, really had to make a choice, what I would bet on is I don't think AMC is anywhere going to go to 393, right? Can it go into double digits of maybe $10, $15? Possible, right? But I wouldn't bet money on these guys again, right? It could very well go back to like 30, 40, 50, right? But it's a party that I might miss out on, and I'm okay with that. The thing that I'm more interested in here is possibly you can see a $3 AMC head to like $9 or $10, right? But not sure if you can get that 393 again. It's like this. Everyone that saw Bitcoin go, like I saw Bitcoin and all these other things go from like $300, $400 all the way to 20,000, right? And I remember when 20,000 went back to 3,000, 4,000, everyone started screaming that 3,000, 4,000 is now going to be going to 500,000 in a year, because they started taking the same low point and high point and said, okay, it's up 30 times. And if 30 times goes from 3,000 to 90,000, it's going to happen in a year. It took a good 8 years for that to happen. Maybe actually more than that, right? So about 7 to 8 years for it to happen. So it's not necessary that the way the V-shaped recoveries happen on meme stocks, right? They do happen on stock market indexes. They do happen on very huge companies, because there's a lot of 401ks that are attached to it. There's a lot of investments that are attached to it, from pension funds, investment funds, all of that. So that can propel the market for way longer than what we can imagine, as well as cause the V-shaped recoveries. I believe the meme stock craze is going to turn into an IPO craze. My bet is a lot more people are going to start betting on IPOs. A lot more companies are going to come out on IPOs. And I do believe that IPOs are going to be taking the next, basically, they're going to take the cake when it comes to equity markets. That's my bet at this moment. Let me go ahead and see what else is happening. So Nvidia is basically going ahead with UK investment. So I'm guessing Trump's going to be happy about that as well, because in all essence, you have the trade deal out there, so it works for them. Let me see what else is happening. It was absolutely fabulous to see you, Jason. A few of the guys in chat were asking yesterday if where are you joining in? I had to let them know that maybe I'll do an evening one and he'll join in, and then I'll be like, hey buddy, join in for the morning if you can. But I'm sure, I mean, you had like a lot of stuff ongoing as well. So we should be getting inflation data as well. That is going to be coming in as well. So when that happens, we should possibly, maybe we could see a CPI should be coming out. I also do believe that this is going to be the last good data in terms of CPI. I'm not sure if we're going to get better data from here. What I do know is that it is possible to start seeing a reversal of inflation higher. Quite possible, all right? So we're getting it tomorrow, 8:30 in the morning. So let me actually go ahead and do this, because then I'll be able to figure it out. I don't see a reason why anyone should be crazily worried about inflation right now. This might be our best print, the last best print that's available. So that is something to keep in mind, because you might necessarily not have the greatest times when it comes to inflation, which means that the Fed cutting would be also a tough scenario. So Jason says, what is it this weekend, or Trump already talked to Xi? What did they decide? Oh, so they decided to meet in London, and the meeting's happening as of yesterday, and I'm guessing it goes into today as well. Most likely today is the last day of the meeting. That's what they said. It was a 2-day meeting. So you're going to see something when it comes to. My bet is when these two guys meet, Trump and Xi are not meeting at this moment. There's nothing decided yet. President Xi did invite Trump to come and meet him, so he will go and meet him for sure. I think that'll be when they put pen to paper about a trade deal. As of now, they're still going to work around it. So Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent is there in London. Howard Lutnick is there as well. Jameson Greer is there as well. So they're going to work on something. The Chinese are going to say yes. The Americans are going to say, okay, great. Some of the stuff is going to get lifted. Most likely there'll be some export controls when it comes to. I'm not sure if it'll be towards NVIDIA chips, but it should be towards a few of the things. I think jet engines was one of the things that they were looking at. Anyways, point necessarily being that things are looking well, which is why the market's not cratering. They're just waiting to see if things actually do get better or do they get worse. That is something that the market's currently looking at. Oh yeah, it's nothing so important that it's earth shattering, is what I would say. I mean, the market has stopped giving two shits about tariffs at this moment unless and until they decide to get back on, right? Unless and until the tariffs are like back on at 150%, it's all cool. It's all cool. But trust me, it's both. It's bull as well as bullish, right? You're right about both of it. It is going to be bullish irrespective. No one wants, and China's data that has been coming out in the past few days has been exceedingly bad, even though the tariff pause came through. So you are seeing exports picking up, you are seeing exports not picking up, you are seeing imports picking up, you are seeing their economy going through a tougher time. Considering that their economy has been going through a tougher time, you are also going to see them want to make a trade deal, right? I mean, it's just plain, it's a numbers game, man. I mean, we don't need to rack our brains around it so much. It's all cool. I mean, people are literally losing their sleep over what's going to happen between China and I'm like, for what? Why? Relax. It's all good. It's not that bad. Let me just see what else is going on here. Yeah, so what we wanted to do was figure out. I think it comes in at 8:30 as well, so it should come through in today's. So it's on Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. So we'll be able to cover that on our 9 AM Eastern call on Wednesday. Core CPI, we're expecting it to go up from 0.2% to 0.3. We're expecting CPI to stay steady month on month from 0.2 to 0.2, and we're expecting year on year CPI to jump from 2.3 to 2.5. That's one thing that I'm expecting as well. I actually do believe this might just be our last great print on inflation, which could also pretty much shut the doors for any Fed rate cut talk. But I'm of the opinion if you don't get a Fed rate cut, markets are going to go higher, right? The economy doesn't need Fed rate cuts at this point. We're good to go. I would say maybe not the economy, the stock market doesn't need it. So that is something that I'm pretty much sure about. So yeah. Oh, Wahab's in the chat. Nice to see you, buddy. How's it going? Join in for the 9 a.m. today when market opens. It should be fun though. One of the things I saw was Disney did end up finally getting hold of Hulu. That shit has been going on for so long. I think they paid about $500 million, and now I think that's been going well. So that's cool. Let me see what Nick says at WSJ. He says forecasters expect the May CPI to show mild headline inflation and monthly core inflation close to the median reading. Anyways, basically they're saying that you're going to see 0.27% on core CPI. Yep. I think it's not too much. Okay. Just going over a few things. You guys have any questions, drop in. I'm just doing some of my stuff as well here, so I just wanted to come in and, if you guys have any questions, anything that's going on, anything that's been on your mind, doesn't need to necessarily be. Oh, also, Jason, are you okay considering of the stuff that's happening in California? Are you still in California or are you in Rhode Island? I think they're sending in the Marines as well now, from what I heard, and 2,000 more National Guard. So I just hope it all calms down. Everyone can get to work. Oh, okay, you're in Toronto. Ah, perfect. Kevin, yeah. I think he was in California or heading there. Yeah. Hope he's okay. He hasn't joined onto the lives as well. So I'm just hoping that all's cool. Me, I'm in Indonesia at the moment. At the moment, I'm enjoying Bali for a bit. July, I should be in Singapore and then UAE for the last half. So back to base in Dubai. Right, most likely Dubai, Abu Dhabi. So there's going to be a back and forth out there. Yeah, Disney now owns 100% of Hulu, so that's currently what it is, right? I mean, I am actually pretty off about UAE at the moment because of how hot it is. I did see some of the reports, which is like 50 degrees Celsius, 51. So hopefully, maybe July, August might be like a little bit better, but I wouldn't bet on that. But I have to go, so I have to do what I have to do. Yeah, it's pretty bad what's happening in the streets of LA. It's just crazy. Okay. So his House Speaker Johnson also came out and said he's asking the Senate to modify the SALT cap as little as possible, which is basically the state and local tax deductions that are currently there. They're spending at $40,000. You know what? Everyone's going to give some concessions, and that bill is going to pass. As much as people like it or they don't like it, those tax cuts are going to go through. The more uncertainty and the wall of worry we climb around that, the better it gets, the higher the market's going to go. Someone was telling me that, oh, if it doesn't pass, it's going to be a bad thing. Yeah, if it doesn't clear, obviously it's going to be bad. But at the moment, yeah, relax, guys. It's all chill. Markets are going to go higher, things are going to look better. The only thing that can screw us up is if presidents of all these countries decide to go a bit crazy. NR is in the house. Morning, bro. How's it going? Yeah, recession odds for the US in 2025 have dropped back down to around their lowest levels of the year, about where they were on inauguration day. So we're all back to where it is, and we should be expecting the stock market to be making a new high. I would still say maybe we will see 64, 6,500 for this year. So stocks can go a lot higher. Uh, will July decide the rest of the year? Nah, man. I don't think so. It's it's I don't think July is going to decide the rest of the year. My bet is that we will see an all-time high either this month or the next. And I think we'll head higher towards the year end as well. So I think April decided the rest of the year, considering the fall that we had. Seems to me that the lows in April, they did decide the rest of the year. The fall at that moment was your best buying opportunity, and it does look like prices are going to go higher. So, in a way, it was what I did believe was that April has created the bottom for us for the next bull market for maybe a year and a half, 2 years, where we could see even a 24, 25,000 on the NASDAQ. We could see the Dow hitting 50,000. We could see even S&P 500 heading about 7,000 or higher. I'm not saying that needs to happen. Yeah, I'm not saying that needs to happen like this year or next year. It could happen in 2027, right? But if I had to tell you that you're getting a 20% return in the next 2 years in April, you would take it. Trust me, you would take it. So, and I think people are still not as bullish as they think they are. A lot of people are staying away, especially professional investors. So that's there. What's behind the bullish momentum? There's only one thing, bro. It's less uncertainty and more certainty. That's it. It's the easiest thing that I can explain to you. At this moment, remember the stock markets can only worry about one thing at one time. The only thing they were worried about was tariffs, and that's gone out of the window. So, considering that it's out of the window, markets are going to start high. Right? Now, what happens about the Supreme Court tariffs? What happens with Elon? What happens with the LA riots? What happens here, there, and everywhere around this world? The market can only think of one thing at one time. Right? This is what I do believe in. It's It is an amalgamation of all of us and our thoughts, but it is necessarily not so smart that it can think of 5 things and then digest it and put it into the current scenario. It's not what it does. What I have seen it do is always worry about one thing, focus on that. If it gets worse, it falls. If it gets better, markets go up. And if you think that way, you'll end up making a lot of money. John F. Kennedy is removing, not John F. Kennedy, whoever this is, the Robert, right? So, yeah, he's removing all members of the CDC panel advising on vaccines. Great. So, what happened to Novavax then? Okay, flat. Great. See, market just doesn't give a damn anymore. President Trump says that he's making it possible to do a supersonic flight. Okay. Marines being deployed are only expected to be in support of role, no invocation of Insurrection Act. Okay. Trump says things in California heading in right direction. Cool. 700 Marines that'll get deployed. Yeah. I mean, we were talking about this on the live as well, that Tesla is looking like it was going to go up and ended up making an 8% rally from the lows yesterday. So, yeah. He says, guess we got to trade the markets we have, not the markets we want. Absolutely. Right. If you trade the markets you have, you'll eventually end up with the markets that you want. Trump said, I haven't really thought about talking to Musk, but I would imagine he wants to talk to me. I would have no problem speaking with him. Ask him if he's called. Okay. Trump says Elon Musk, Starlink is a good service and he will not get rid of it at the White House. He wishes Musk well. Okay. Anyways. I mean, if at some point if this shit hits the fan and prices on Tesla do go down below 250, 260, $270, I might just go in and buy. Yeah, there was some stuff about, I think the bruise that he had on his near his eye or on this side, on the left or the right or whatever, was actually some fight that they had with Scott Bessent, Trump, Musk, and Bessent. I don't know if that's true or no, but it's what people have been saying. Trump on China US stocks, right? He comes out and says we're doing well with China. China's not easy, getting good reports from London. We'll see on lifting export controls. I don't know if that would involve Nvidia. I'm not sure if they would do that for semiconductors. I would be highly skeptical if they do that for semiconductors so early. They might do it in a larger trade deal. I'm not sure if they would do it in a trade deal just by itself. Trump says China's not easy. So Howard Lutnick says US-China talks were fruitful. Besant on US-China talks says good meeting. Yeah. So China-US talks reportedly lasted around 6 hours. Chinese officials have left while Besant, Lutnick and Greer remain. Negotiations resume 10 a.m. tomorrow. So this thing's going to go on tomorrow as well. Anyway, so I think when we meet tonight, for me, which is like 9 a.m. morning in New York, we should be able to connect on a few things as well about the markets. So I was anyways going to work, so I thought I'll join in, see what's happening with all of you guys. I should also be putting out the notification for tonight, so which is like morning time for you guys. So go ahead and do all of that notification so that you at least get to know whenever I go live, right? Because it could be abrupt at some times. Okay, I'm just trying to see if there's anything. Yeah, US-China talks will continue tomorrow. So Good. I actually have a feeling that even Amazon could be heading to a new all-time high. It's something that I actually do. Apple's going to add generative AI to its Xcode coding tools. Okay. I don't even know what did they change. They got some new design down there. They got some adaptive lock screen. Go to next post, widgets in CarPlay. I'm not sure if that WWDC made any sense. What I have zero clue what happened. Maybe live translation might be something that might make sense, but I don't know, man. I can't really figure out anything that was worth it in that whole thing. Well, what do? I invest, bro. This is what I do for a living. So when you don't see me on YouTube, I'm investing. I'm looking at companies. I'm going through earnings calls. I'm going through trades that I make, and then I either book profits or losses, right? But I do it on a professional scale, and I do it on a longer term basis than most people. And this is my full time job. So that's why I do it like every morning when I wake up, every night before I go to sleep as well. I have a few other investments that I don't usually spend too much time on, mostly in real estate, but that's about it. This is what I do. What you see me do and what you see me answer is what I do all day. So it's like a family office, it's family money that's there, and that's what I take care of. I mean, it started off with me itself, so it's not like I don't have a trust fund or any of that stuff. Oh, I was a trader. So I started off when I was about 16, 15, 16, 15 and a half, 16 in that area. So obviously I didn't have money to invest. So I started off as a trader, tried making money, making 2, 4, 4, 8, 8, 16. That's the game in the start. So that's why I never tell anyone not to trade. I just tell them to have a little bit longer time frame than what they believe because it helps. I've lost far too much money trying to time the next hour where things are going to go in the next minute when things are going to go. So, and I've always made a lot more money when I have a lot more money than I expected when my time horizon has been longer. So yeah, it's been that way, and now I just. Uh, do you ever suffer a huge loss if you want to share a ballpark? Yeah, I mean I have suffered. Okay, let me make it simpler, right? I've been broke 8 times in the past 15 years. In the first 6 years, I've lost it all. 6 years. So imagine 6 years of doing the same thing when I've not made anything. So, like by ballpark figures, I mean, it's just everything's gone, just starting from scratch, right? Literally. So, that's, I mean, a huge loss for me would have been pretty much getting wiped out. The first thing that comes to my mind is the 7 or 8 times, maybe more actually, 7 times, I think, that have gone completely bust and started from scratch again, right? Like imagine like a $100,000 portfolio going down to like few thousands and then starting from scratch again. 6 months into being a white guy. Yeah, that's okay. Trust me, it happens to all of us. So you're not the only one, and you are going to come out of it, buddy. Just stay strong, keep at it, you'll make money, right? You just have to make sure that you're there in this game. So we turn up at the casino every day. That's what the game is all about. But it happens, man. I've lost money far too many times. Almost from when I was about 16 to about 24, 25. It was always tough, and then even from then it's taken time. But that's the power of compounding, right? Eventually it keeps adding up to something which is a lot more, and then it's more than enough as well. So keep going at it, don't stop. Eventually it all adds up. I'm just trying to see if there is anything crazy that's been going on while I slept. This is something that might be useful, when Apple says they have live translation that comes in. I mean, that's just something that's actually worth it. One of the other things that I do believe is also that we're going to see a bullish Powell meeting. We usually have seen Powell coming out talking and the markets tanking while he speaks, or around the time while he speaks. I actually think this time might be different. I think he will come out and say that the economy is doing well and it doesn't require rate cuts. So I think that will be pretty cool. Uh, let's see. So I was anyways going to come in, right? I mean, this is like, Jason, just to give you a simple thing. I was anyways going to come here and work, right? And I said, okay, cool. Let me go see what's happening and let me go live then. Let me see if Jason, Wahab, everybody's here. I'll say hi and talk, and I'll do my stuff any which ways. So I end up still working for about 12 hours, 14 hours every day. So yeah, that's true, man. But you know what? Sometimes when everyone starts believing that he's going to be bearish, he might just turn out to be bullish. Maybe. Maybe. I could be completely wrong, right? Just saying. I could be completely wrong, but I just have a feeling this time that things are going to look better for Powell on a speech. I mean, see, he's going to eventually come. They're going to talk about Trump. He's going to say, okay, no, I'm not listening to him. I'm going to do what I want. So somewhere in my head, I'm also like, there's no reason for him to be bearish at this point. I don't see a reason. Let me put it that way. I don't see a reason at all at this moment. So I'm actually going to take the reverse on that and believe that he's going to be bullish and prices and markets are going to go higher. I would tend to believe that there is no reason for him to be bearish, especially considering the jobs data was good, not too bad, and at the same time, the other thing that I do believe is that the Trump stuff has calmed down when it comes to the Powell side of the equation. While I also do believe that on the other side, you are seeing some form of a fall in inflation, maybe a lowering. So I believe he's not going to come out and say, hey, you know what? Everything's great and I'm going to cut. He's going to say he needs more time to cut, but he's saying that the economy is in a stronger footing. Jason says, one thing I like about your advice and have heard often from others is buy time. Time is your best friend as far as you could, but when your capital is so low, merely a couple of thousands, it's a. Trust me, bro, a few thousands is a lot more. It took me many years to get there. So keep at it. Few thousands becomes a few hundred thousands. Eventually, it adds up. Do whatever it takes to get yourself free from the rut. So work as hard as you can just so that you can be free. And then let your money work for you. Right. Let's see what else is going on. I mean, just keep at it, man, Jason. You know what? Just don't lose hope. I know it gets very tough. It's easy for me to say right now, but I know what you're going through. Whatever happens, don't lose hope. Yeah, this is something that I was also looking at. Residential construction employment over the past 6 months is up 2.4% annualized. Units under construction are down 10.6%, but residential construction employment has picked up, which means eventually you can see a home sales improvement that comes in. If it does, that could be good for the stock market as well, right? Holding and trying to build it again to come back in and hopefully recover all of it this time. Oh, you will, bruh. Trust me. Trust me. I'll help you out as much as I can. All right. But you're going to get there. Just don't lose hope. Keep at it. This morning's live was actually pretty good, fun. There were like a lot of questions, a lot of things about it. So Jason, try joining in whenever you can. If you can, if you're free, try joining in. It'll actually be a lot of fun. We're just not talking about how to make money on trading. It's also a bit of investing. It's also a bit of stuff. We had a few people on the live yesterday that were asking us, how do we manage with risk and how do we manage with losses? So it was fun actually. Maybe some of them join in today as well. So it should be fun. 9 a.m. it is, my friend. 9 a.m. What happened to United Health though? I wanted to look at what's happening to that stock. Wow, it's like right there. It's pretty dead. Yeah, maybe Apple turns into a utility and not a growth company. Right? I actually have a feeling that could be happening unless they come out with something that's a next level product. So the GDP now model is forecasting a growth rate in Q2 2025 of 3.8%. So all of that nonsense that we had where everyone was expecting a big, huge 2 quarters of negative GDP growth resulting in a recession and the world's going to end and all this other crap. Yeah, there you go. All ended up doing nothing, right? Just all bloody noise. Anyways, yeah, US Atlanta Fed GDP now at 3.8%. I don't know why they make such a big thing out of it. I mean, it's just for the first time since October 2024, 1 year ahead expectations for inflation, 3 year ahead expectations for inflation, 5 years ahead expectations for inflation have been going lower. For the first time, all three have headed lower. Well, we could be on our way to a huge high on because we're not going to be worrying about inflation anymore. So, and I think some form of inflation is good because it allows you to keep prices higher, stocks prices higher, real estate does better. So it's good. You don't want a 0% inflation. If you can stick to a 2% inflation, that'll be fabulous. Let me actually go and see what I was trying to do here. What the hell was happening? Okay. I don't know. I think Bitcoin went up as well. There's been some amount of buying, 110,000 there. So, yeah. Big move yesterday, 4%, 110K. Maybe it breaks the 112 level, starts heading higher. Yeah, Could even go to 120, 130. Looks like it. Looks pretty much like it. Don't see a reason why it should not. Okay, let me actually go in and see a few things that I was actually doing here. Yeah, labor market expectations are improving based on the New York Fed research. So, yeah, keep at it, guys. That was a move. If you guys ever want to see a stock return change, like a move that's happened, go watch Tesla yesterday. All the way down from 4% to up 4%. And Amazon's investing what? 20 billion to expand AI and cloud infrastructure in Pennsylvania, largest private investment in the state's history. Wow. 12,000 no. 250K community fund, 1,250 high skilled jobs and new data center campuses. I guess Nvidia is going to be making some more money. What happened to Hood? I remember it was supposed to be joining into the S&P and nothing happened about that. It's just down 2%, nothing in the grand scheme of things. Yeah, it's pretty good. Anyways, guys, I'm not going to really just keep going on with giving you guys information. Let's take this at 9 a.m. Eastern. All of you guys, Jason, Wahab, NR, join in for the call at 9 a.m. Eastern. Also, share this channel with as many people as you can. I'm trying to grow this and see if we can get to like 250 subscribers. We hit our 100 target, so share it with everyone. Nice to see you guys in the morning here. Hopefully, you guys have a good night. And let's connect. If you guys have something, just drop into the chat. Maybe I'll keep the live going on for like 30 seconds, 60 seconds. If you guys have something, drop into the chat. Otherwise, I should be seeing you all in the 9 a.m. call. Right? I actually look forward to you guys, Jason, Wahab, all of you guys joining in for the 9 a.m. It's actually fun, right? It's a great conversation that I have with you guys. So go ahead, let's see. Anyways, guys, take care, bro. Take care, all of you. See you in the morning. Take care, guys. Take care. And for everyone that's new, just go ahead, subscribe, and hit that bell thing because I go live at any moment, anytime. So you guys can then join in as well. Right? Any of you with any questions, just drop in. Otherwise, I will see you at 9 a.m. In about 12 hours exactly, we go live again. Take care, guys. Have a good day. See ya.